I just had a great conversation over lunch and actually after our post-meal walk, which you should be doing post-meal walk, offset the insulin spike. But that's regardless of the point. My mom said a statement where she said, chase the money. And essentially she said, work hard. And while that statement is a good statement to make, I feel like there's more nuance that needs to be said, and that's a very short-sighted and maybe blanket statement to make. The reason why I think that is because you can work hard and you can chase money, but you're gonna need skills first. I think that, let's say for example you're a worker at Costco, you're at the butcher's chopping meat, right? Sure, you can work harder than a CEO, right? But because you are where you are, you're not making that much income. So I think the right statement is work smarter and harder. And the way you can work smarter is by increasing your skill base. Your skill base is you investing in yourself, investing in skills that have a multiplier effect. So you can continue to work hard, but it's the facet in which you work hard in and the style in which you work hard, which makes you have a multiplier effect of your hard work, your input. Right? Let's say you input 100 units, but because your leverage or your skill is only one skill, you only have one skill unit, that's 100 times 1. So your output would be 100, right? 100 times 1 is 100, right? So let's just say you're a personal trainer, boom. You work 100 hours and your multiplier is 1, so you get 100 hours worth of time in terms of income, right? That makes sense, right? But if you increase your skill base, your multiplier or your leverage, right? The middle thing, right? How skilled are you at doing a certain thing, right? That increases your multiplier effect, or otherwise known as leverage. Just to clear it up, when I say multiplier, I mean leverage, I mean skills, I mean, I mean that, if you know what I mean. So it's not just enough to work hard. You have to be working hard at the right thing to have an outcome that most people don't get. For example, right, you could be a very hard worker in terms of the gym, right? But if you're doing the wrong exercises, your outcome will be shit, right? So you have to be a hard worker and also be doing the right exercises to get the desired outcome. So it's not enough just to work hard. No. It's work hard and work smart in the right thing. That's the way I view it. So when my mom said that, we had a debate about, her statement being false. And I do agree that the statement is false. I think you have to work smart. I do think you have to learn new skills that make your skill base more valuable, make your skills more valuable, i.e. increase your leverage, increase the multiplier of your hard work, right? To then get an outcome. Okay, it's not enough to just work hard. I'm telling you this now. Okay, I'm a nobody at the moment. I make $0, let's just say. I mean, I do, right? But this advice is true. Okay, I don't have any credibility at the moment because who the frick am I? I'm just a 21-year-old guy. But what I'm saying is freaking true, okay? You have to increase your skill base. Invest in yourself. Invest in learning new skills such as marketing, advertising, public speaking, any type of thing. You work on any type of skill which will increase your multiplier, okay? Imagine you have a seesaw, right? You want to have as little input as possible that gives you the most output as possible, right? Your return on investment. So a CEO could work less hours and still make more money than the guy who works at Costco butcher chopping meat, because the CEO has leverage. He has skills, right? He doesn't need to work as hard to yield so much income, right? You guys understand what I'm saying? I hope my point is articulate enough for you guys to understand, right? Right. If I put a lot of force on here, but my leverage is in the middle, right? It's gonna lead to an equal outcome here over on this side. Whereas if I have better skills, better leverage, better everything, right? More knowledge, and I'm working smarter, right? I can input a little bit of force, which leads to a lot of change in this axis right here. So it's important to have leverage, right? You don't want to, like a personal trainer, for example, right? You make $500 an hour, right? Let's just say 500 Hong Kong dollars an hour, right? But there's no leverage, there's no scale, right? You work as much as you earn as much as you work, right? So let's say you make $500 an hour, you work 8 hours, you can only make 8 hours worth of money in a day, right? Whereas a CEO, because he has the skills, once again, I have to reiterate this point, because maybe I myself don't understand it enough to be able to articulate it well enough, but a CEO can work less amount of hours and make exponentially more money, okay? And that's because he has skills to pay the freaking bills. Can you guys chime in on what you guys think? That is the conversation we had. So just to finally reiterate, it's not enough to just work hard. You have to be working hard in the right facet and working smart and hard in that facet as well over a long period of time. When we're talking about inputs, leverage, and output, leverage is not just about the thing that you're working on, like the selection, like the place you're inputting things into, but it's also about your proficiency. That's what leverage is, right? The higher your proficiency is, the higher your multiplier, the higher your output, right? 100 times 5 is 500 versus the initial 100 times 1 is 100, right? Both people are still inputting the same amount of time, but one has a higher multiplier, and thus his outcome is greater, even though they both inputted the same 100 units of work. There you go. That's the most coherent explanation I can give to you guys. Hope that made sense. So it's not enough to just work hard. You also have to be very mindful about optimizing your inputs of time, right? Because in a day you only have a select few amount of hours to input, right? So you have to essentially you have to pick things that have the highest return on investment, the highest leverage things. And if you don't have any leverage, you have to build leverage by learning skills, as I said. For me personally, editing videos takes a lot of time for me. So a thing I would do to increase my leverage would be to learn how to edit videos better, faster, and at higher quality. So instead of editing it for 4 hours, I would edit for 1 hour, but still produce the same amount of output. And if I worked for 4 hours, then I'd have 4 times the output as my original 4 hours of work to one video. I would have now 4 hours of work to 4 videos, let's just say. Yeah, hope that makes sense. Hope you enjoyed today's video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.